The State Department, unfortunately, is now looking into people's social media and they're digging hard. If you say anything on social media that the consul officer or even the Customs and Border Protection officer could see it as a threat to U.S. national security, that could lead to your visa refusal or your refusal to be entered to the United States.
Understand that as lawyers, it's our role to analyze your case, your situation, and explain to you the risks and options, and then you may need to make the decision on whether you want to move forward or not based on that information.
Hi, I'm Ryan Barshop. I'm one of the partners of Enterline and Partners Consulting. I'm based in Manila, Philippines, and Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam.
Hi, I'm David Enterline. I'm also a partner with Enterline and Partners Consulting, and we have offices in Manila and Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. You should know how much it's going to cost because there are a lot of government fees that are involved throughout the process.
There are certain crimes that if a U.S. citizen has committed, it may make that U.S. citizen permanently ineligible to sponsor a family member to immigrate to the United States.
You should thoroughly understand the background of the beneficiary, the person who's receiving the visa, to make sure that there aren't any medical reasons or criminal reasons or fraud and misrepresentation reasons or any other reasons why they might be ineligible for a visa.
Should understand the timeline, that rarely this can be quicker. It may take longer, but not quick, but rarely quicker, and manage expectations of how long it's going to take from beginning to end.
And for a relatively simple family-related petition, it could take 15 to 18 months or longer to finally receive the visa.
You should be aware that certain forms may be outdated and that we need to file new forms if it's been outdated by the Immigration Services.
You should understand all the documentation that is needed during the process, both when you're filing the petition to sponsor the person and then when that person who's the applicant is going for their interview. Make sure you understand all the documentation and that you have access to that and can obtain it before you begin the process.
You should be aware of what visa category you're applying under. Certain categories you may be eligible for, you may only have to file one petition to cover multiple family members, whereas other categories may require multiple petitions to file for multiple family members.
Understand that probably the greatest issue a person will have is if they've committed fraud and misrepresentation in the past and seeking a U.S. visa or immigration benefit.
You should be aware that that crimes committed by the foreign national, the one applying for the visa, are defined as very broadly, and even crimes that we consider to be petty, such as petty theft, may make them permanently ineligible for a visa pending a waiver.
You should know and understand that people don't have special relationships with officers in the U.S. government, either with immigration services or with the State Department, such as the embassies and consulates. Nobody has special relationships that can help you either expedite the process or give you special dispensation on granting you a visa.
As attorneys, we're held by high ethical standards, and we can't guarantee results.
We are almost 100% successful in helping our clients as long as we understood the background and you fully disclosed everything with us at the beginning and we decide to take your case, then pretty much 100%.
We won't take a case unless we have a good faith belief that we can be successful. And then if we feel that it's less than, and we will always be transparent with you. What are the risks up front? We will not hide anything from you.
Part of our role as attorney is to analyze your situation and provide you the advice as to whether, you can achieve or accomplish a goal or not. In some cases, you might move forward based on the decision and understanding. Understand that as lawyers, it's our role to analyze your case, your situation, and explain to you the risks and options, and then you may need to make the decision on whether you want to move forward or not based on that information. We can't tell you whether to move forward and take certain action if maybe it's subjective and there might be a possibility for a refusal.
If you're interested in acquiring a U.S. visa, or if you have questions about eligibility, or you just want to talk to an immigration attorney based in Southeast Asia regarding your options, whether it's through family immigration, investment immigration, or just visiting the U.S., you're welcome to contact us directly at info@enterlineandpartners.com.
If you have questions about U.S. visas or U.S. immigration, please contact us. You can go to our website at Enterlineandpartners.com. We can help you no matter where you are around the world. We operate fully 100% through modern technology, so you don't have to meet us personally. We're happy to get on a call with you, do a Zoom, whatever we need. In fact, most of our contact with clients is through emails and other digital media.
And lastly, but not importantly, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Majority of the Filipino clients are emotional, but that's also what makes it fun and exciting and energetic, and why I love doing what I'm doing. I love helping them out. I love living in the Philippines, and more importantly, I like helping Filipino citizens also achieve their American dream.
All Vietnamese are very, very careful about disclosing information, and so it really takes time and patience to gain their trust, so they'll be able to open up and tell me everything I need to know to help them.
Lawyers have bad reputations for a lot of reasons. I mean, then the media media and Hollywood makes them out to be money hungry, maybe substance abuse issues. Every so often you see something on TV or Netflix of a lawyer hitting the bottle behind the desk doing drugs. I mean, that happens, or showing up to court drunk, or just whatever. But they don't realize that lawyers are humans too. So, and many lawyers are not like that. That's the few. That is, like, every profession has its bad apples. Lawyers just have bad reputations. Most lawyers are honest and ethical, follow the rules, and want to help their clients out. Unfortunately, you do have a few bad apples that spoil the bunch, but that doesn't speak for the whole profession at all.
Oh, lawyers get a bad rap. The vast majority of us are really good, ethical, honest, caring people that want to help our clients out and do so, fairly and with passion. Please understand that before you come visit at the office or we get on a call or a consultation, I might have to ask you some personal questions to understand your background. Everything you tell me is confidential. I'm bound by law and my ethics rules to not share that with anyone. I need to know your background so that can help.
Here's what you need to know before you have your first consultation session with us. Before you start to schedule a session, whether it's in our office, please make sure you know our address. Please to show up on time. If you're running late, let us know in advance too by calling us. If your meeting is remotely, we'll send you the Zoom link in advance, and also ensure that your Zoom is working, whether it's a phone, your computer, or your tablet. Make sure the audio and the video are working in advance. If there are technical bugs that we need to fix, please reach out to us and we can instruct you in advance on how to resolve those matters. The clients who are successful in this process are the ones who are proactive, provide documentation in advance, and then if there's documentation needed, additional documentation is proactive in providing it, follows instructions, and more importantly, receives a finished product.
People who are successful in the process of obtaining a visa or an immigration visitor are the people who are going to be careful, follow the instructions clearly, prepare the documentation as listed, and go through the process. It may take a little bit of time, but it's not rocket science. And honestly, Immigration Service and the State Department do a really good job of providing the information that you need or to complete the process.
But everything gets wrong with immigration is there's no special connections involved in the process. It's a rules-based driven process. What many people get wrong is that having a green card comes with privileges, but also responsibilities. Here are 10 things to know before you apply for a visa. What is your name, your date of birth, your gender, your marital status? Who is your spouse? What are your kids' names? Have you applied for a visa before? You've been denied a visa. Do you have a criminal history? Does your spouse have a criminal history? What will you be doing in the U.S. for work, if necessary? One important thing to consider now in this new administration is to be very careful of your social media. The State Department, unfortunately, is now looking into people's social media and they're digging hard. If you say anything on social media that the consul officer or even the Customs and Border Protection officer could conceive as a threat to U.S. national security, that could lead to your visa refusal or your inadmissibility or your refusal to be entered to the United States if you're coming as a non-immigrant, like a visitor. So be very careful. Our recommendation is if you're active on social media and you're active on politics and you're heavily involved, this is something you're emotionally invested in, pipe down. Stop promoting your independent views on social media because it's interpreted negatively. It could severely impact your ability to enter the United States or get a visa. With this current administration, they're actively checking social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And there have been situations of people who have severely criticized the administration or even if they didn't intend to criticize, what they came across was critical. It could, one, result in your visa refusal, or it could also result in your inadmissibility to enter the United States, even with a valid visa. So if you're active in politics, our recommendation is, for the time being, please contain yourself on social media because anything you put out there is public information. It can't be erased. So be cautious. Best to keep political opinions to yourself for the time being. If you're interested in acquiring a U.S. visa, or if you have any questions about the immigration process, or you'd like to speak to an immigration attorney that's based in Southeast Asia, you can contact us directly at info@enterlineandpartners.com.
We can help you no matter where you are around the world. We operate fully 100% through modern technology, so you don't have to meet us personally. We're happy to get on a call with you, do a Zoom.
And lastly, but not importantly, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on YouTube.